Transport Minister Sindiswe Chikunga's update on fatalities on the country's roads since the start of the festive season points to an annual worrying trend related to festive travel. The Road Traffic Management Corporation is again appealing to motorists to be cautious on the roads and arrive alive. To talk us through this, I'm joined by Simon Zwane from the Road Traffic Management Corporation. Simon, good evening. Appreciate your time. Now, so much of this around the safety and travel of people is out of your hands. Just how much control do you have on whether people arrive safely or not?
Yeah, most of it is in the hands of the drivers of the vehicles and the pedestrians. We can assist to a certain extent in ensuring that traffic flows smoothly, that people are obeying the rules of the roads, they are not driving under the influence of alcohol or speeding. But it's an individual's decision. If somebody decides they are going to drink alcohol before they get onto their vehicle, we are not there to tell them no or yes. It's the individual that takes an irresponsible decision like that, that then gets us into trouble, gets the entire society into trouble, because now there are families that lose their lives because of a decision of one individual. Even those who decide that they are going to drive at excessive speeds far above the speed limit, it's that individual that is taking that decision. We can be there to discourage that kind of behavior, but we can't be at every corner on every road. So we also rely on the good behavior of people, that they will take good, responsible decisions, knowing that we all have a role to play in ensuring that we save the lives of people who are using the roads.
Simon, I'd like to look a little bit at the administration of things and how the RTMC addresses the fragmentation of responsibilities for road traffic management across national, provincial and local government levels in South Africa. I mean, what strategies or mechanisms are in place to ensure cooperative and coordinated planning?
Yeah, the RTMC was established precisely for that, to coordinate all of the law enforcement authorities in the country and ensure that we set the same kinds of standards and we operate in a coordinated way. So in planning the festive season campaign, for instance, we involve all of them, all of the players in the provinces and in the metros in coming up with that plan. And we share with them, we have regular meetings where we also sharing with them what the performance has been, where the challenges are, and what there needs to be done to close gaps where we have identified gaps. So that is our role in terms of the coordination, ensuring that we all work from the same page. And when they identify interventions that they think need to be done at the national level, we are the ones that are making those interventions. For instance, some of them have identified the issue of overtime, and then we would then engage with the Department of Public Administration to provide for that overtime, so that they can then work at night and into the early hours of the morning.
Simon, I'd like us to focus a little bit on why people speed, right? And I'm going to hazard a guess, and one of those reasons is because many of them have vehicles that can drive really, really fast, and it's enjoyable, and you don't always pick up on just how fast you're going. Now, as a young man, I used to drive pretty fast too, maybe even as fast as the gentleman who was recently arrested by the police. But what stopped me was the fact that I went off the road and potentially could have killed myself. So that for me was the reason I stopped speeding. So let's talk about how do you communicate? What's the amount of advocacy out there that you're putting out to remind individuals not to speed? Because I'd imagine that it's not an easy task.
No, it's not an easy task. And your question assumes that speeding happens mainly on the national roads or the national freeways. But this excessive speeding actually also happens in residential areas. Just this afternoon, in the Newcastle area, there's a doctor who lost control of his vehicle in Matadin, resulting in the death of 5 people.
Sheesh.
So you can imagine, this was in the township road. So for 5 people to die in a vehicle, that means the doctor must have been traveling at high speed. But he simply lost control of it and collided with the bridge. So yeah, it's those kinds of behaviors where people know that the road that they're traveling in is used by other people. There are other motorists on the road. There are pedestrians of the road. Sometimes there are even animals on the road, but they drive inconsiderately, leading to these kinds of accidents.
So do you ever have conversations with any of these perpetrators that are arrested for speeding to establish why they speed?
Well, they have many excuses. No, I was rushing my wife to the clinic. Oh no, I got a call, my mom is not well. There are all manner of excuses that they put forward. But for driving at high speeds, it's not a traffic fine. Some people are under the false impression that they can drive at high speed and they are going to get a traffic fine, or they may be even able to negotiate with the officer. It's not a fine. Once you're driving more than 160 kilometers an hour in a 120 kilometer zone, it's an immediate arrest. You will have to face the magistrate at some time in the future. So there will be a trial that takes place. So you will end up with a criminal record if found guilty. And that criminal record might close opportunities for you sometimes for further employment in other areas, because you'll be having a criminal record. People don't consider all of these kinds of consequences. And the criminal record might also push up your insurance premiums, because it says to the insurers that you are an unsafe person to insure.
Now, Simon, finally, in light of the increased number of vehicles on the roads, what recommendations or precautions does the Road Traffic Management Corporation offer to the travelling public in terms of planning their journeys?
Yeah, we're asking people to really add an extra hour or two, because there is congestion, particularly on the toll gates. There may be congestions there, but there may also be traffic disruptions caused by crashes on the road, which would necessitate that people drive slowly as emergency personnel are clearing the scene and all of that. So please add that hour or hour and a half in your traveling plans. But consider that those traveling to the coast must consider that it might be raining, so even that will cause congestion or cause them to slow down. So those things must be considered. But most importantly, people must plan to travel when there's sufficient visibility. We say this because we know that when they get closer to their destination, they'll have to get out of the freeways into regional and municipal roads, which may be having many potholes. So to be able to negotiate their way around those potholes, it's better when you get there when there's sufficient visibility and you will get to a destination safe.
Simon, appreciate your time on News of Prime.